Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Mar back at it again with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about my trading week and how well it went. We had a good trading week this week and we went up about 40% on my account. So I'm about to get to the charts and show y'all what happened. All right, so we started off the week pretty bad. We took a L. I decided I wanted to trade EURUSD. As you see, we took the trade right here around the 78.6 level. And immediately after we took this, about 2-3 hours, we got in at 6:30. It took us out around 9 o'clock. But my logic here was we're clearly making lower lows and lower highs. We had started off with this high, this low, and this high. We broke this low. Price came down and created a very, bearish move. And we pulled back and then broke here. So when I looked at this chart, I was like, okay, cool. We just broke structure. I'm just going to wait for structure to come back to this area and I'll take the sell. But when we got to this area, price was not ready to sell at all. It actually wanted to keep going up, as you see. It just went up more. I should have went down onto a lower time frame, but I took a pending order here and price just basically took me out. So if I would have went down to the lower time frame, I might have saw that price was not ready to go down at all. As you see, it was making higher highs and higher lows on a lower time frame. And that's why we got taken out. So high, low, high, low, high. This made it equal low, right? But it took this liquidity because the wick came down below this, took out the liquidity here, and then kept going up. And as you see, oh, didn't mean to do that. As you see, price was just too bullish for us. So we got taken out of that trade with a small loss. Nothing too crazy. It's about a 17 pips. That's nothing. On GBPUSD, we took another loss this week. But this one, of course, wasn't a big loss. Not too much. So same thing as EU. As you see, we're in a downtrend, right? We're creating lower lows and lower highs. High, down to this low, down to this high, down to this low, down to this high, down to this low, down to this high, low, high, another low, another high, and another low down here. Now that I'm looking at this, I see why we did take this L again, just like EU. Lower time frame was not ready to sell yet, because on the lower time frame, what did we get? A low. Then we create a higher high, create a higher low, create a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we started consolidating. And this is where we lost. We got in the consolidation. Price wanted to take out the liquidity and then start going down. So just to go back, my logic here was, since we're in a downtrend, if you look at the 4 hour as well, since we're in a downtrend, we have this huge move. The 4 hour broke structure here. So we know on a higher time frame that price wants to go down. So I went to that 1 hour and I saw this here where price gave a very strong move here and broke structure. But what I didn't notice was this here. On a lower time frame, this is consolidation. This is a blue candle on a 1 hour. This is consolidation on a lower time frame. Price came here and reacted, right? So I counted this as liquidity when it came up here and it came back down. I was like, okay, this is liquidity. Cool, we're going to take it out. As we did take it out. And you see it's a lot of rejection from this zone. So I had my pending order because I also use my fibs from high down to the low. And look where price resides, 78.6 and the 88. So what I did, I said, okay, I want the lowest risk as possible. If I do take a L, I take a L, but it has the lowest risk possible. So we took it at the 88 instead of the 78.6. And price came and filled in these gaps. All of these gaps here, filled in this first gap, filled it in, came down and came up. And the lower time frame continued to go bullish. And as you see, it wasn't ready to go down and just took us out and then decided to go down. Into the next day, we took this trade here. And I'm going to show you on GU right here. I'm going to show you on my actual charts. So I still saw that price wanted to react off this supply zone right here. Price did break through it, but it was still reacting negatively. And when I look down on a lower time frame, what did I finally get? I got my momentum to go down. Price pulls up, comes down, pulls up again. When it pulled up again, I entered in this supply zone right here because we broke this structure. Price broke this structure here. From this high down to this low was a breaker structure. I saw a supply zone inside of a higher time frame supply zone, which is right here, but I held it from this high. So I took my trade right here at this supply zone, right when it touched it. And this one wasn't a pending order. I woke up in the morning and saw this and said, oh, I'm getting in this trade. Took it right here, my stop loss here, and I started to take price down. Price got here and I held my position. I was a little scared because I know that on a higher time frame we had a demand zone in this area. So I knew that price was possibly going to react and go up. But what I did was I just brought my stops to break even. But I also saw this. We did take it here. And guess what? We got a breaker structure. So after this first breaker structure, we came up and got another breaker structure. Now price is creating a trend. So I got in again once price came back up here, as you see. I don't like that. Every time I hover over it comes up. But I got back in as price came to this area. Got in a little bit before it touched because it never touched this supply zone, but it did touch this one. This one is all together. So I got in at some point here. I got in 133470. Yeah, so like right under the beginning of the supply zone, I got in. And what did I do? I held this trade. With my stop loss, I believe my stop loss was up here, right at the break even of this, because I wanted this would break even. So just in case we did lose this, we didn't lose this. We was going to break even on that trade. So that means we would have lost almost nothing. And with this trade, we would have lost $1.88 because I was going in with 0.01s. So I took this and took it all the way down here because on a higher time frame, this spot right here where I took my take profit was a demand zone on the 4-hour. And I knew price was going to react once it got there because it's a stronger zone. And as you see, price literally came, reacted off of this supply zone that's on a 4-hour, came down and reacted off of this demand zone that's on a 4-hour and pushed back up. And that was my week, yo. I had a 1 to, where is it? A 1 to 6 or 1 to 7 and a 1 to 5. And then all that gave me 40% for my account. That's how my week went. It was an amazing week, honestly. That's just from being patient and following my strategy, following my rules. But then we did take a loss. We took a trade on Thursday on EU again. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to be traded EU. EURUSD, maybe I don't need to be trading it because I clearly lost twice this week trading it. But this is what we got here. So it's creating higher highs and higher lows. And we started to consolidate here. Price pulled up and broke down, breaking this low and breaking this low. When I saw this, my thought was, okay, we're starting to go back down because we have a demand here. Price can come back down and react off that. But as you see, I was not right about that. Price decided to go down, and this was its full support. It did not want to go any lower than this. Price was clearly in a bullish trend and just needed to take out these lows here to continue the bullish trend. And as you see, if you look at this real closely, we do have some type of demand zone here because price broke structure and gave an impulse move upward. retested it, didn't get a full retest. This is liquidity. Price comes in and pushes up. When I was trading this, or when I was looking at this, I did not notice that. And that's what happens sometimes with trading. You're gonna not notice some stuff, but we gotta keep our focus as good as we can to try to see these things before it happens so that you don't take these losses like this. But now that I'm back testing and I see it, I understand it, and we're gonna try to fix that for the next time. So price came to this demand zone, pushed up. I did have this supply zone, but if you also look here, let's zoom in a little bit. I saw this because this had space, but look at this. This is minute, man. This is basically nothing. There's no liquidity here. This is basically a touch, in my opinion, now that I'm looking at this. It's basically a touch. So yeah, we did get this reaction off this candle where we got tapped in. Nice reaction. We was in profit. And once this opened up and gave this bullishness, and these two candles here took me out. And that was that. That was my week. Overall, the week was phenomenal because of those two trades on GU. These two trades here, it wiped out all three of my losses. It's like I didn't even lose at all, and I just made money this week. And that's what risk management does for you. You got good risk management, you're gonna survive the week, you're gonna survive the months, you're gonna survive the years. Having good risk management is the key to being successful in this trading because you can have any strategy, and a strategy could be 30%, but as long as you risking less, right, and making more, you're always going to be profitable. I can risk 1% and make 3%, and every single time I'm still going to have more because I'm taking away my losses with my gains every single time. And because I got a one for 7 and a 1 for 5, I made 5% and 7% and only risked about 1 to 2% on these trades. We're now at $60. I don't think you can see. I will have to raise this. Let's see. Yeah, now you can see. We're at $62 and we're trying to get to 100. So I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep on doing what I have to do, following my strategy and following my rules each week, every week, so that we could be successful and get this $100 from this account. And this is what I've been learning for the past this is going on my 6 year, 5, 6 years, that I was struggling so bad with risk management and greed that I would be in trades like this and I would try to hold for so long. I'm already up about 7% on my trade and I'm still trying to hold it. I've noticed that when you do that, that's when you lose because the market don't care about the money you making. The market don't care about you at all. When the market is giving you money, take that money. If it's at a point where it can reverse, why not take it? Why leave it on the table? Because once my money's in the market, it's the market's money. Once I close the trade, now that's my money. And that's what I had to learn. I had to learn that the hard way by losing funded trading accounts, by losing my own money, and by just sucking in demo. Like even in demo, I was like that. So me documenting this on YouTube, documenting it for myself, and also just recapping on each week. I've already seen progress on my entries, my exits, and doing everything possible to be a better trader every single day. But that's all I have for you guys. If you like more content like this, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.